we're going live. We are live, Dan.
We are.
Holy smoke.
We are a mess, but we are
An
live.
absolute mess. Welcome to Friday Sips Live here in the world headquarters of the Practical Still, aka Dan's Garage. I'm not even sure. I'm going to guess things are working, but based on both of our days, it is highly likely that nothing is working and nobody will hear a thing.
At the very least, we have whiskey to drink.
We do.
There's a consolation prize.
Let's try and be completely formal. I'm Mark Still. That's Dan Cavallari. We are in the world headquarters. I forgot all sorts of pieces and parts coming down here. It's amazing. I made it here. My wife and I have no gas service at the house. It was 13 degrees below zero night before last, so we have no heat, no hot water.
I always have gas here.
You always have gas.
Usually in the world headquarters.
That's not a good thing.
You can hear it.
But those are tiny, small problems in relation to the rest of the world. It is also the case that whiskey's not that big a deal, but I'm hoping it's some sort of consolation today, because I just tumbled down here. So hopefully we're actually showing up somewhere. We're happy, and if you're watching, chime in, say hello. Dan, what shall we drink today?
Well, so I got two treats here today. One is, we talked about this last week after we stopped recording about how our baseline for whether a whiskey is good or bad, or not bad, just good or not good, has to be based on something. And
yes.
So for us, baseline for us is Wild Turkey 101. So I got some of that as our standard baseline, and then I've got this Knob Creek single barrel pick from Total Beverage in Westminster, Colorado. This is 120 proof, and it's not facing me, so I can't read the rest.
Well, you can turn it around and read it.
Single barrel select, 120 proof, and let's see, this was barreled in 2011, selected 2021, Warehouse Z, Floor 4, Rick 11, 120 proof, that's all we know.
So that's 10 and a half years old.
Well, it was
2011 to 21.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it's 10
September to January. Oh no, January. So that's 8-something years old.
Yeah.
And then geeks want to know all that Warehouse Z, Floor 4, Rick 11. I don't particularly care about that because I don't know what any of it means. Now, you had one of those recently you really, really liked.
Yeah.
This is a different barrel, though.
It is. And the one that we had was so good that it went quickly.
Yes. Well, the one you had, you also picked me up one of those.
I did.
Still at my house.
So you have it, so we can
I guess
compare
I should have brought it. We
Yeah.
should have done them both.
Next week we can do that. Angus, sorry you didn't get the alert. You missed the first part of the show. We are in shambles today.
Yeah, you didn't get the alert because there weren't an alert.
Yeah.
In fact, when I went ahead and did schedule it, I didn't even realize I scheduled it, and we were a minute late even for that.
I know, yeah.
So.
We're a mess, sorry.
Well, Angus's dad used to drink Wild Turkey 101. Your dad was a smart man.
Yeah.
And it is our baseline, and I think it's my baseline because not necessarily that I truly judge everything against that, but because if I'm spending money on whiskey and I'm spending $40, $50, $60, $80, $100, and it can't even be as good as a $20 bottle that I'm pouring. This one's expensive. I'm pouring all over the table. Well, then why am I spending all that money? And so Wild Turkey serves as a benchmark for that. I happen to love Wild Turkey. Generally, Wild Turkey 101 are batched up from 6, 7, and 8-year-old whiskeys. There was the year that the Matthew McConaughey Long Branch Jobby came out.
Smell that.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
That actually had 9-year-old Wild Turkey whiskey in it. But let's skip that for now and talk about Jim Beam.
Cheers. We
You
survived this.
You got a bigger pour. We made it to the point where Angus is here with us and we're sipping whiskey.
Yeah, let's do this. That's delicious.
We always say it. It doesn't make it better just because it came out of a single barrel.
That's good.
But having just finished a standard 100 proof bottle of Knob Creek 9, this is way better.
Yeah, this is
It's actually
excellent.
younger, right? Because September 11 to September 2021 would have been 10 years, but it didn't make it to September. It was in January, so it's 8 years and 7 months old.
Math.
It's younger
Yeah.
than that. That's delicious.
Hey, Bender, good to see you.
Bender's back.
Yeah, sorry we had a little bit of a mess getting started here, so we just we were late and we're a mess. That's why we're drinking.
But cheers.
Yeah.
And cheers, Bender.
This is excellent, and you know, one of the things that I'd like to do side by side is drink a little bit of this with some Booker's.
So what I did, oh God, that's fruity.
Isn't it good?
It's delicious. What I did recently was I drank the Knob 9. I had the Baker's 7 single barrel open. I had a Booker's. And you'd think they taste really similar. And there's a family resemblance, but it is not huge.
I get a little bit of the Booker's influence in here, or sorry, the Baker's influence in here. But
I don't know.
This is its own thing. It's good.
The Baker's 7 was significantly better than the Knob Creek 9. And that Baker's 7 single I had was actually 8 years and 7 months old, about the age of that.
This nose, just in the nose.
Everything's good about that. What did we pay for that?
This was $50, or with tax it was 54.
So $54. The Knob Creek 9, you can buy at Hazel's for $28 all day long.
Yeah.
So almost double.
Man, but this might be worth it. What do you think? I mean, I haven't had the 9 in a long time. So
If I'm just drinking whiskey, it's worth it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If I'm doing what you don't do, which is making a old-fashioned, I like the Knob Creek 9 at $27 for that. Although that would make a hell of an old-fashioned.
Oh, that's good. My
I think
gosh.
that's better than the last one.
Whew. That was really good. Yeah, so this is, like I said at the top of the show, this is my second bottle of this, but this is a different batch. And the first one I had was also from Total Beverage in Westminster. This, I think you're right. I think this is better.
This is way better.
It's got a little bit more of a kick. It's a little hotter, but
It's spicy.
Yeah. But man, this is just, I mean, all the flavors. That's
Well,
good.
if you like Knob Creek, or if you like Jim Beam in general, that's just delicious.
That is really good. I'm impressed with this one. I'm glad I bought 2 of these.
I'm feeling better about the day.
It suddenly is looking up.
And look, there are horrible things going on in the world right now. And the fact that we don't have heat or hot water at the house, not the end of the world. It warmed up. It's like 36 degrees outside.
Yeah. It's almost bearable out there.
A weird week at work, and it was just weird, but I'm happy to have a job. Happy to get to come here and hang out with you and do this work that we do.
I'm happy to pretend I have a job.
Aren't we all just pretending?
I think, my theory on work is, if somebody's paying you to do a thing, keep doing it until they stop, until it sucks.
And that has happened a few times.
It has.
The stopping
part happened to me last year, and yeah. But I'm feeling good now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to try this side by side with the turkey. You did a bigger pour for me, so
I did.
You can move on if you want, but I'm going to enjoy my knob. I'm going to enjoy my knob.
It's not that kind of show.
Sorry, danafterdark.com. Oh man! So
yeah, well, come on from Texas, Bender, and we've got Knob Creek picks.
Yeah.
I hate that you don't have those down there.
You never come. Wow, down in Texas, no store picks, huh? Angus, where are you? You're in Kentucky, right? Half inch of ice. Put some of that in a glass. Pour some whiskey over it. Oh man, I'm still enjoying just this Knob Creek. I do want to try this next to the Booker's though, because you do get some similar.
Well, Dan, do we know where any Booker's is?
Oh, it's over there. Yeah, well, if you'll excuse me for a moment.
Make it happen.
I'm going to walk right in front of the camera here.
No, you're not. I fixed that.
No, okay. All right, Booker's, which I still haven't even finished my Knob Creek yet, but I don't care. All right, so you're doing side by side next to the turkey.
Boy, the turkey just holds up.
Does it? Even after that, huh?
Yeah. So our little plastic bottle of the turkey.
I bought this when I was staying in a hotel in Oregon for a work trip, and I haven't touched it since. So this is what I drank in the hotel room.
That's interesting. You didn't finish it.
It's true, right? But I came home with that, and I came home with a bottle of Baker's.
I'm gonna tell you what. You can tell there's 19 proof points or so. No, I can't tell there's exactly 19 proof points. Clearly, the Knob Creek's a higher proof. Mm-hmm. but oh goodness, the flavors of that wild turkey.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You poured me.
Did you pour more? Or
No, this is the same pour.
That's more than I poured me completely.
I'm enjoying this though. And I'm sorry to our audience that has to watch me sit here and watch me drink this.
Well, I'll just pour me more.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna tell you what, Wild Turkey 101. I know everybody or a lot of people had a rough go at that early in their life, and the kicking chicken, and they got hammered, and it's hard to forget that. You gotta forget that. It's just good whiskey, and it's a normal $7.50, $22, $23.
This is the first whiskey I ever drank when I was I want to say 16. I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, ended up in an Adirondack shelter. And just, anybody can show up. And so anybody did show up. And the guy said, "You guys want the turkey?" And I had no idea what that meant. And I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And it was the worst thing I'd ever put in my body at that point.
That night could have gone either way.
It really could have. It really could have. But I didn't drink wild turkey again until a couple years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know. And man, what a different experience now that I know.
It is so good. Mm-hmm. So, that's the practical still. Part of that is that you don't have to pay a lot of money for whiskey, and I hope nobody ever figures out how good Wild Turkey 101 is, because we can keep buying that. Binger says it's 33 degrees in Houston. I can tell you from living in that part of the world, that's darn cold down there.
Yeah, but right now, that's balmy compared to what we got going on.
Well, it was 36 earlier today.
That's true.
It's right at 40 now, but it was, when I took the dog out yesterday morning, it was -12.
Well, that was your mistake, was going outside. Yeah.
Well, and if we were having a discussion recently about the validity of cats. You're not a cat person.
I hate cats. Oh my God.
But you never worry about that with cats. And frankly, I wouldn't have been too upset if Watts just crapped on the floor instead of having to go out in the yard.
We just got a puppy. Our puppy's crapping all over the place. It's fine.
Yeah.
We are way off the rails.
Way off the rails. So absolutely lovely Wild Turkey 101. I over-poured Dan, which is incredibly ironic.
But also so pleasant. I got like one more sip of this Knob Creek, and then I'm going to pour myself a little Booker's, and I will. There you go. Help. That's what friends are for.
I think I like the Wild Turkey better.
What?
Than the Knob Creek.
Okay, so you got to do a little bit of this. The nose is so similar between these two, but the Knob Creek nose is like way more in your face, like way
Maybe more
bigger.
in my face than Booker's?
Yeah.
Wow.
Try it. I'm telling you. But man, the nose is pretty similar. But man, this is like, the nose on this is the nose on this, but with just like a punch.
Also, you poured your whiskey without the pouring camera on.
Oh, geez, how dare I? Well, you got the controls.
We don't have, yeah, okay, so that's my fault. We don't have a lot going for us to distinguish ourselves. the pouring camera, which by the way was your idea.
It's true, it was. That's my genius. So Angus and Bender, do you guys, I'm curious, Booker's here has gone out of control, expensive, hard to find. Is it the same down where you guys are, or can you pick this up on the shelf wherever, whenever?
Because recently I was in Alabama visiting family.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just hung out on the shelf, just sitting there.
Yep, same when I went to Connecticut. I mean, it was just there. So if you can grab it for sure. Especially if it's, man, the last bottle I bought was in Connecticut, and I paid $79, which, grab it. I mean,
oh yeah, and just for the record, and to be completely above board and legal, I did not buy all of the bottles that were in that store and ship them back to Colorado.
No, not at all. These are very, very similar, but this has a sweeter note, and it's not as fiery and hot, like the spicy, the cinnamon in this one, like the cinnamon and whatever spice it is in this. So they're similar, but boy, they're different enough. What you got there?
Booker is so good.
He's so good. This to me feels like a more refined version of this.
I was gonna say, I hate to do that. It's a hippie term, but it's just, there's so much more going on in that. There's complexity.
There is.
There's so much
and
going on.
And this is younger. I mean, that's what's incredible.
That still blows me away. We're all hung up on old whiskey and age. How is it that Booker's is so good? That's it. That's the conspiracy. Fred No has figured out the conspiracy. That's actually 11 or 12-year-old bourbon. Mm-hmm. They just say it's 6 years and 8 months to get the mystique up, because how could it be so good? Yeah,
it is quite good. I mean, I don't know. It's just, this is like, man, I don't know. This is just really good. I got nothing.
We're in bad shape.
Bender, if you see it for 90, I'd still grab it. I mean, Mark might not, but I at 90, I would grab Booker's all day long.
I think I'm probably a buyer at 90.
At 90, yeah. I mean, so to give you an example, the ranges that I've bought Booker's at, my first bottle I think I bought for $60. The most expensive I've spent over 100 for. So yeah, if you get it for 90.
Those ones you bought for me, you said were 147. Why did I pay you that much for those? Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm drinking just enough that I could believe that.
I haven't been drinking Booker. I think I bought my first bottle of Booker's in late 2012 or 13, early 13, and it was $54 or $56.
Right.
And the first time I had Booker's was in a Orlando hotel. We were working down there. I paid $20 for a pour of it, and I was in love immediately. So I bought bottles as soon as I got home.
Yeah, I mean, if I see this at this point, for me, anywhere under $100, I'm considering it for sure. And if it's 90 or less, I'm buying.
Hey, Larry's here.
Hey, Larry.
My friend Larry from Florence, Alabama.
Yeah.
If I saw Booker's on an ABC shelf, it must have. Yeah, it was Larry. It was in Lower Alabama. So Larry was in Florence, in North Alabama. He says it's not on the shelf for a long time. And Larry, I know because we converse about it a lot, an absolute pro at the current system of how you get the good whiskey in Alabama. So if he says it's not there, it's not. But yeah, it was in Mobile, Larry. And the first store I walked into, there were 4 bottles of, what was the batch? Tagalong?
Which one?
The ones that I did not ship back to Alabama to you, to Colorado.
That would have been the tag-along batch, yeah.
That was a good batch. There were 4. There were 4 when I got there. There were none when I left. And they were, I think they were $90-something.
I think it was under 100 for sure. And I've been babying this one, and look at how much we've already drank. But luckily, I've got like 5 more. So, but I'm afraid. I'm actually afraid because once you get through those 5, it's impossible to find here. Yeah. The last time I saw it on the shelf in Colorado, it was going for $200. And I said, no, that's ridiculous. I mean, come on.
All right, let's get our let's get our stuff back together here.
All right, our stuff is together.
The Knob Creek single barrel. This one's better than the last one you had. Came from the same store, so probably the same people picked it. That thing's amazing at $50.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it all day long.
In fact, I tell you, I drive right past there coming here to the world headquarters. I'm going to pull in on the way home and collect a few of those.
Yeah, there was a few left.
And I have the last one that you like so much.
We should do a side by side.
We'll do a side by side on those. Don't pass those up. And look, with single barrels, just because it came out of one barrel doesn't mean it's better. It depends on the person picking. And these days, not everybody can go to the distilleries. They never have. So sometimes they're just getting sent 3 samples. Sometimes those samples are awesome. Sometimes they're the barrels nobody wanted at the distillery. Who knows? But when you find a pick like this, I think we can say for sure, whoever's picking the barrels at Total Beverage knows what they're doing. You got to be in on those.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Now, if we're looking at these 3 we had, you're talking about the old Wild Turkey 101. It stands up awfully well.
It's my next pour. I'll do that next. But yeah, I mean, I don't hesitate to buy this stuff either. And
no.
That's the thing about this. These are both great. And if you see these, get it, great. But this is everywhere. And it is cheap. And it is just reliably good every single time. So,
It's cheap.
Now.
But that just breaks my heart because that's cheap in today's market for really good whiskey, and people overlook it, and that's awesome. That's in my mind, that's arbitrage. I know something over here that people aren't paying attention to. But I mean, in the real world, from a decade ago, it's a $13 bottle of whiskey. That's what it should be now.
All right, so here's a question. So for me, who has been, I've had drinking whiskey a lot.
He's drinking whiskey a lot.
I have drinking whiskey for many times. This is my second glass. I've been drinking whiskey a long time, but not knowing what I was drinking. Only recently, within the last 5-6 years, did I really know what I was drinking. So to me, what's a 101? $19?
It's 22.
$22. To me, that's super cheap. So what would it have been 10 years ago?
$12 or $13.
Okay, and so that would have been to you a cheap but good bottle.
It would have been a good bottle of whiskey.
Okay. Yeah. What was like the top? What were you topping out at 10 years ago for price?
Well, 10 years ago, let's see. I remember thinking spending $50-something on Booker's was stretching a bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think the first $100 bottle I bought. I don't remember.
I'm good at wording, folks. I don't know if you know this about me. I'm actually a professional worder. I word for a living.
People pay you to word.
Can you believe that?
Per word.
Per word. They do, in fact.
Not these words.
Not these particular ones.
I don't remember the first bottle because I was so happy drinking Henry McKenna bottled in bond for $25 or $30, and I still have a pile of those that I paid no more than $35 or $40 for. I don't remember the first bottle I paid. I'm trying to.
I've never paid less than $50 for McKenna. I mean, how much of that is just inflation, and how much of that is how crazy bourbon has gotten? You know,
it's crazy, and I was complaining about that earlier to a friend who. He asked me, do you ever go to these whiskey groups and hang out? And I'm like, no, because those are the people that ruin this.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be doing this stuff. We should not. You know, the reason I can't find a freaking bottle of Weller Special Reserve is because you can't get Pappy 23, you can't get 20, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden now Special Reserve's scarce.
Right.
It just drives me crazy.
I mean, the fact that Booker's is now allocated in Colorado is just, I mean, to me it's absurd. Yes, it's good. Should it be allocated? No.
Angus, this is a country as a couch on the front porch. That's not country. That's where I came from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's country.
That's country. Yeah. All right, so I just poured myself some 101 here, the Wild Turkey.
Did you? But you didn't.
Oh, I didn't do that. Okay.
So here's how that's supposed to work.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'm going to be hanging out for a while.
Yeah. You got nowhere to go.
I need an hour or two to recover.
Yeah. Luckily, we got lots of whiskey to keep you here longer. All right. So 101. Now, I did to be completely fair. I did drink 120 proof, and then.
Did you bring any of your? Did you bring some water out?
I did.
Well, have a sip before. I mean, at least try and cleanse the palate.
That seems counterintuitive on a Friday afternoon. So 120 proof, 124.7 proof, down to 101. Oh yeah, 101.
You really shouldn't have to.
I had to read that. Just I don't know where I did my. I don't know where my water went. So
you're welcome to some of my water.
All right, here we go. So. Yeah, I mean, that's just good. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
let it come in.
Wave 2. It tastes fruitier after drinking these.
It's got a more of a floral note to it, but the caramel just washes over.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, Mark. I think when we've had bad days, we're better at this.
Better is relative.
Yeah. Well, we're drinking more anyway. Yeah, that stands out.
That's tasty.
For something that's coming out of a plastic bottle, that is damn good.
Yeah, imagine if it didn't have that plastic flavor in it. It's got notes of polyethylene.
Yeah. It's got essence of BPA. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
that's delicious.
That's fantastic.
I don't know. So, in today's market, $50-something for something somebody thoughtfully picked. You assume. Who knows how they pick those things? A $20. What's the little? Do you remember what you paid for a little flasky bottle?
I don't even think it was $10.
$4, $5.
Yeah, it was like $5.
I did the same thing on a visit back home. I didn't want to buy a whole bottle.
Yeah.
I bought a little bottle like that of Evan Williams, the Black Label 80. Holy smoke, that's good! And I snuck that in on the shelfie throw. So good, and that's Fred Minnick's baseline bottle. That's an 86-point bottle in his estimation. Everybody needs that.
You know what? By the way,
Angus
and Bender and Larry, if you're watching still, we haven't done a blind shelfie throwdown in a while, and we still have plenty to do.
We still have, yes.
So if you guys haven't watched the previous ones.
Larry has. Larry also appreciates that the last two have been shorter.
Yeah. You don't want us bloviating about for minutes on end. See, Larry, that was the thing, is when nobody was watching this, we could talk as long as we wanted.
Well, we will. We'll keep doing this when the camera's off. Yeah. This is fun.
Yeah. 3 bottles, and then this is what, total $160 worth of whiskey. And this was the most expensive one, so.
And look how long they give.
Yeah.
That bottle's been open for days.
Yeah, 3 bottles at 160s. These are fantastic. This is not going to last much longer, unfortunately for me.
Yeah, you asked Angus a question, and he did, but I don't remember the question.
The question was the blind shelfie throwdowns.
Yes.
We need to do more of them. Are
Would
they
enjoy,
fun?
He would enjoy another.
Are they fun?
Well,
Are they
no, we know
interesting?
they're fun for us. Are they fun for anybody else? Angus would. But
would
now,
enjoy another,
so
okay.
tell the truth. Now, the last two, season 2, the first 2 episodes, clearly Dan's butthurt about losing last time. He's slipping in these ridiculous things that nobody could guess.
Graceful winner, a loser. Winner. I'm always winning.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to do some more.
Okay, we'll do some more. We may do one live.
Let's do it.
We'll do one live next week. Next Friday, we will do a blind shelfie throwdown live, right here in that camera,
in the Thunderdome,
in that camera, and in that camera. Oh, excuse me, that camera.
That one,
and then that camera.
Okay.
We'll do them in all those cameras.
All the cameras.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I did not remember what's in all the blind shelfie throwdowns, so it'll be a surprise for everybody, which is good. It makes it even harder to pick it out.
Yeah.
And the shelves have changed. We poured those bottles.
I have to make sure I even have the list anymore of what I poured you. You might just be drinking whiskey that neither of us knows what it is.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, it's not like we're any good at picking out things blind. But blind tasting, if you don't do it, I'm sure you guys do. You got to do it. Yeah, exactly, Larry. What could possibly go wrong? Yes, Angus, there will be alerts. I promise I'll get it early so you get the alert. But the time range is from 2 to 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. But I'll make sure I get it in early so the notice comes out.
Today we were just stepping on rakes over and over again.
We screwed so many things up between the two of us and the 3 different things we're trying to do today.
Yeah.
It was amazing we did anything.
Yeah.
In fact, it was pretty fun, the experiment. So I forgot the charger or the power cable for this little thing that controls the cameras. And so we used a different one.
We could have had a light and smoke show.
We Googled.
But we didn't.
We Googled. It seemed like it was plausible.
Yeah.
That's a $500 thing I swung the bat at. And it turns out okay.
We did all right.
So good times. I think this is enough. We've entertained ourselves enough. And Angus, Larry, and Bender have put up with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to the old channel. I'm sure you guys already are, but tell other people to subscribe. And there was a podcast we used to do.
There was. We should do it again.
It's been months since we did an actual podcast, sit down and talk. Maybe that doesn't matter. But the YouTube channel's been growing, and I really appreciate that. We have a lot of fun doing it. And I like talking to cameras when nobody else is in the house, and it feels like the whole world is watching, but it's really just me drinking a lot.
I'm back to the Knob Creek.
Back to Knob Creek. We're going to get back to that.
Close it out.
We're going to close it out. This has been super fun. Thanks, everybody. Anything else, Dan?
I'm going to drink this now.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys.